So tonight we have the wonderful Debbie Pops on, who's a virtual VA, and she'll be talking all about her. She'll tell you what her business is. And tonight she's going to be talking about how we can, and you're in for a treat, how we can improve our business and bring traffic to our website via Pinterest. I never knew this. So we've got the wonderful Debbie Pops on tonight, who's going to take us through an amazing presentation on Pinterest. So welcome, Debbie, and thank you so much for this tonight.
Oh, thank you so much, Claire. I'm really chuffed to be here, so thanks for having me. I'm going to share my screen so that I can talk to you more about who I am and then go through the presentation. So I hope you can all see. Oops.
Yes, we can see that. Oh.
See this. So basically, as Claire said, I'm Debbie. I'm a virtual assistant. I am originally from Zimbabwe, where I was born and went to school and grew up. I then moved to London when I was 20, and I've lived here for the past 32 years. But my heart belongs to Sweden because my partner is Swedish. So I thought it would just be nice to show a little bit about where I come from and the three cultures that influence my life greatly. So I just take the best bits from all of them, and this is what you get, me. So I think before we actually go into the presentation, and I will tell you more about my business, I wonder if we can unmute and just shout out, unmute yourselves and tell me, what logos do you see? What brands are these? Just shout out. I want to know if you know them all.
Levi.
Yeah.
IKEA, yeah. Pinterest.
Yeah.
Skype.
IKEA.
Introbiz.
Yeah. Brilliant. The green
Right.
one.
Oh,
Spotify.
Spotify.
Brilliant. So you know them all. That's fantastic. And the reason you know them all is because they're very, very well branded. You see them everywhere. They probably embedded in your memories. And that's what good branding is, which will tie in a little bit into with Pinterest. So my business is DAP VA Limited. I provide virtual assistant support services to businesses in the US and in Sweden. And of course, my passion is Pinterest. And I do this for all of my clients. They, of course, want to grow their businesses. I've created meaningful relationships with them. And so their business becomes my business. So that's kind of how I like to work, rather than just being told what to do and do it. And, we work together and we see what works best. So I'm glad you got all the brands. That's brilliant. So now we talk about Pinterest for business. So Pinterest is a powerful visual search engine which drives traffic to your website, and it increases brand awareness. So it's low engagement on your part, but higher brand awareness for the people who see your pins and see your business. So it isn't like the other social media platforms where you've got to kind of post and comment and like and post every day. It's more like a Google, but with pictures. So that's how I would describe Pinterest. So Pinterest is for you if you want a simple system that lets Pinterest market your business and something that you can use over and over again. It's also for you if you constantly feel like creating posts about your business, you kind of feel behind and it's just overwhelming, and you want to think less about marketing with posts, but more about doing just what you do best, your business. And it's also for you if you want low engagement on your part, but higher brand awareness and clicks to your website, so driving traffic over to your site. So how does Pinterest do this? Well, it does it with what we call branded pins. So pins that are made specifically for your business with your logo, your website in this format, which is Pinterest's algorithm. It works with Pinterest's algorithm where it's 1000 by 1500 pixels, and you create this branded board and you put your branded pins on there, and people find your pins and they view them. Used to be called views, now they're called impressions. They will save them. They're called repins, used to be called repins, they just saves. And they'll click on the pin, which then takes them over to your website, and it takes them to where you direct them. So for example, I wrote a pin about Tala du svenska because I learned Swedish in my free time. And it goes to the blog on my site that talks about my Swedish learning journey. And the rest of my pins are usually about a service I might be providing. And so the pin will take the person viewing my pin directly to that service. So the little numbers below are the statistics where you can see just how powerful, without using ads, paying any money, just organically, the number of people who've viewed one pin, for example, the middle one, 5,400 people saw that I offer remote services. The arrow pointing upwards is where they clicked to go and have a look at this pin on, or this, what's going on my site. So that's one of the ways Pinterest can work, by getting traffic to your website, your business. So what else? With Pinterest, you also create boards that appeal to your target audience or your clients or people who you think you'd like to tell about your business. And you can have a minimum of 5 boards and then a maximum of however many you want. I found a sweet spot with having 30 different boards where I have named them and pin other people's pins to them that appeal to the people I would love to work with, or that I think need to hear a message, like starting your own business or reclaiming your time, or like I love education consultants. So, you know, I kind of have a board and they visit there and they might see me and have a look at my site. So whatever your business or product you're selling, or wherever you want to kind of draw people from, you'll make these boards, repin your pins as well as other people's pins. And that kind of increases your people are very aware of your product or your service on pins. And because Pinterest works very well with Google, and because you have to name each pin in compliance with search engine optimization and keywords from your website, it's very specific. You'll put a title that reflects your business or your site, and then a description of less than 500 characters. Again, that uses keywords and reflects what's going on your site, what business you're doing. So all of that then allows you to show up on some Google searches. I'm still sure when you've searched, sometimes in Google, you see a little Pinterest come up. And you think, oh, I didn't search in Pinterest, but it works in that way as well. So you show up in a lot of places. Pinterest is also all about collaboration and connections. So the more you save other people's pins, the more they will save your pins. And thus it increases the brand awareness and traffic to your site, which is what you really want when you have a product or a service. So this is a good way of just getting noticed for free, really, because you don't pay for Pinterest. It's a free platform, just like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on. And then what do you need for a successful business Pinterest? Well, to start with, you have to have a great website, because you can't have a website that isn't that great, but you have these pins that are driving traffic. People will arrive at your site and just disengage immediately if they're not, it's of no interest to them. So you've got to make sure your website to start with is really great. You need to make sure that your business Pinterest profile is completed correctly, because if it isn't, it breaks the link. So it's very crucial. It breaks the link from Pinterest to your website. Then you have to have good SEO and with appropriate keywords. So your search engine optimization must be great in order for Pinterest to work. Just like you provide, you do the SEO on your websites, you've got to do it on Pinterest as well. There are codes that you have to claim your website to connect with Pinterest, just like you do with other social media platforms. And then there's Pinterest tags. So they're called event tags and conversions. And these measure the results, and they manage and monitor how the Pinterest visitor behaves when they arrive on your site. So you have to kind of have these to know if you're hitting the mark, or you need to change something or do something differently. And then, of course, you need consistency, because without consistency, you will break Pinterest's pattern and algorithm. You have to, if you pin once a week, you've got to continue pinning once a week. If you pin once a month, that should be your pattern, and you need to be consistent. So I say consistency and passion equals success, and you will have a successful Pinterest marketing strategy if you can do this. Did you know? So with Pinterest, there's a lot of facts that people are not aware of. So Pinterest templates are available in Canva, Tailwind, and Evergreen. So Canva is, I think you all know what Canva is, just for creating lovely images and graphics. Tailwind is a scheduler, and so is Evergreen. And Tailwind and Evergreen have just introduced where you can make pins on there as well. So you can quickly and easily make branded pins that conform to Pinterest's algorithms. You can create pins about absolutely anything, even video clips, animations, anything at all. You can schedule up to months and months in advance, leaving you free to focus on other things. So for my business, I scheduled last October up to the end of March this year. So I won't go and do anything more on my Pinterest until maybe the middle of March, when I'll do another 6 or 7 months worth of scheduling. And that's how I'm able to keep my business in focus, so people are aware. And of course, your pins show up on Google searches with good search engine optimization as well. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. This is my business. I provide VA support services as well as your business Pinterest. And these are my contact details. I will put them in the chat. And I'm just happy I was able to share my passion for Pinterest with you all. Thank you, Claire.
You are so welcome. If you can just end share your screen, Debbie, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Can we take questions then, Debbie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have any questions for Debbie? Let me just put it on gallery view so I can see everybody.
Thank you. She's doing a Eurovision.
Oh, yeah, is the Swedish Eurovision Song Contest is on now, isn't it? As well?
Yeah. Thank you, Jessica. Usually the UK gets 0 points.
Wow. Wow, that was amazing. Did everybody? This is completely new to me. I have got a Pinterest account, but I just messed around with it. No idea that this actually could help our business. So, are there any questions out there?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's really opened up my eyes, because you think of Pinterest as if you're looking to maybe do like an ideal room, or I have seen where people maybe put architect drawings, but I've not seen anything like this before.
No, Janine, you're right. Yeah. Pinterest, usually there's 2 Pinterests. There's a personal Pinterest, which you're talking about, that people usually use for like baking ideas or, home decor and stuff. And that's completely separate. It has no codes, tags. The algorithm is quite different. You can have different sized pins. But then there's on the business side, which I've just taken you through, which not a lot of people know about because they think
it
that
existed.
Pinterest, is this playful kind of platform, but it's also a great organic, authentic way to increase your brand awareness and get traffic over to your site.
I mean, for me, I've got 2 businesses, and my other business has, I think it would be more relevant for this. So it's actually really interesting to see that there's other options, because you're thinking, oh well, there's Facebook or there's other things, but everything visual. I'd rather have something visual because it, as you say, a picture paints 1,000 words.
Yeah, and also like with Facebook and maybe Instagram, which is great. I have an Instagram account too. It's a lot of engagement on your part, so you must go in. You've got to respond to comments and make sure that you keep your audience kind of the engagement high. But a lot of business people like myself, I don't have time to spend
I don't.
daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. Whereas with Pinterest, I can set it up and leave it, and I still get queries because on my whenever I do a discovery call with a client, I always ask the question, where did you find me? And it's interesting to hear a lot say, oh, your website, and then I've now had to narrow it down and say, how did you find my website? And so it's a mixture of Google your business, and Pinterest. So
it's interesting. I think I'm going to probably ping you later because I'm sure other people got questions to ask. But
sure.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you another time.
Sure. I think Orsa has a question.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question. You said that you do your scheduling October to March, so you batch all of your content at one time, and how do you know what you want to talk about now?
So I have a calendar, a strategy calendar, and so for example, in October I talked about harvest things. Then it got to December, and I know it's Christmas, and then I knew February, the month of love, is coming. So I, did some pins about, sharing love, supporting each other, things like that. And so I target it according to the calendar year.
Okay.
And I spend maybe like half a day to a full day just pinning. And the reason I don't mind doing that is because I know that's going to give me 7 months of peace.
Right.
So it's worth it in the end.
I understand. So I thought it was interesting that you said that you can have video clips. So if I already do videos and I have them on my website, can I basically repurpose them on Pinterest?
Absolutely.
I had no idea.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have no clue.
So you can put, I have animations on mine because I don't think I'm great on camera.
Somebody else can help you with that.
Yeah, I know. I spoke to about that. So I've been doing the doodly animations, and so that's a little video, so I use that on some of my pins.
Gosh, I had no idea. Thank you for this. This was eye-opening.
It is, isn't it? Oh, thanks,
clue.
Christian.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is. Anybody? You muted, Claire.
I know. I realised that when one sec. So basically, what we're doing with Pinterest is driving people to our websites, where places like LinkedIn, they don't want you to drive. They don't want you to go away from LinkedIn. They want to keep you there. But Pinterest is taking you away to the websites. That's really interesting. So yeah, it's really important to have your website. Well, one question I have is that you look at your pictures where you had, this is how many people had seen the pin.
Impressions, And
there was another one with how many people I think had liked. Is it like the
had
pin?
repinned it, so it's repinned. So they would have liked my pin, looked at my pin as an impression, then they would repin it to their boards.
Right.
And then if they're even more interested, then the arrow going up, they would have clicked on my pin and it would have taken them to dapva.com website.
Right, okay. Yeah, I saw them and I couldn't.
And it would take them to a specific page because there's a lot going on my website. So, for example, when I was introducing me as a business, I would send my pins to the About Me because I wanted businesses and companies to know who I was before they think, oh, do I want to hire this person first? So even before my services, I took them to About Me. And as my business grew, I sort of sent them in different directions, sometimes to blogs, sometimes to testimonials, sometimes to specific services. So it's really cool to play around with.
And what I loved earlier on, and you just missed that little bit out in your presentation, was with one of your pins with the Talar du Svenska.
Oh, yeah.
You had a blog, but then you had a call to action.
Oh, yeah. So on the blog, yeah, I forgot to say that. Yeah, so my pins, they very strategically made. So it does take the pin visitor to my site. But when it's to a specific place, they'll read my blog, laugh about it. And then at the bottom, it would say something like, well, if you don't have time to, do what you love doing in your spare time, maybe you need a VA. So it's like a call to action just to get them kind of tying my business into the pinning. So everything is linked eventually back to VA. I'm not a natural salesperson, so I absolutely hate having to promote my business. But I feel like, if I tell my story, that helps.
You're not selling, you're offering a service, Debbie.
Yeah. I am. And in terms of what I do to support and help, so I love my profession as a VA. And I think more people should know about us. So that's how I got in touch with Laurie and Veronica. And we actually meet for fika. So I've introduced them to fika as well, which is something we love doing. And it's because with the way VAs work, it isn't competition, but it's collaboration. That's kind of our motto and ethos, because we all have a gift. So I'm not good at LinkedIn and sort of running LinkedIn things, but Laurie is an amazing, if anybody's interested in LinkedIn ad campaigns, she's your lady. And then Veronica is a lifestyle VA, and I'm not great at those kind of services. So, we kind of form a little hub where we can service our clients in the best way, kind of going. That's how.
That's the same sort of concept that we have as Introbiz. If you all notice, if you don't know Heather, she's she does networking, she has a networking business, and I have a networking business, but I'm a member in hers and she's a member in mine. So it's all about collaboration, because she's offers you something that I'm not going to offer, and I'm offering you something that she's not going to offer. So it's the same. Like I also co-own a dog sledding business here in Sweden with my husband, and there's about 3 or 4 dog sledding businesses around here, and not everybody collaborates, but I don't mind. I'm happy to collaborate, because then that adds value to customers as well. So that's brilliant. It's great that we've got all the UVAs on today.
Yeah, totally. My lovely group. I love them all. It's just so nice as well, because it's a lonely job being a VA. Hi, Christian.
Yeah.
I have to connect people for tomorrow's meeting at 10 a.m. because I have a few friends who are VA in Sweden.
Yeah.
And I have a few people who loves Pinterest, and you opened up my eyes today. And I need a VA to take care of my LinkedIn.
Well, you got 3 to choose from, so you spoiled for choice, Christian.
Yeah, because I was always thinking Pinterest is okay. You can learn how to make a post, make a cartridge, but this opened up a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a Pinterest yourself and do it, but it's all those little intricacies where your description has to be right, your title has to be right. It has to go to the right page that you want the visitor to go to. It's all got to be so strategic. So it's all about analyzing, analytics, looking at, behavior. So it's a slow burn, but I've been pinning now since August, and I've seen the trajectory. I can never say that word, trajectory, going this way. So when I started in the beginning, I was like, oh, is that it? And I would change, tweak And now it's kind of, I will not use any other advertising for my company. I don't need to.
Good.
That's fantastic. And that's not long, actually, if you're thinking from
No.
August.
No,
It's not that.
not at
No,
all.
well, thank you so much, Debbie.
You're
That was
welcome. It's a pleasure.
Are
Absolutely.
there, oh, Love is on.
Magic trick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Love, are you in the dark for a reason? Have you got some sort of treat for us?
No, the thing is, the Swedish government said, don't vacuum clean, don't use any lights. We have to save power in Sweden.
Oh,
It's so cold. It's so cold here. Yes, and you know we have these green politicians that say you have to shut off all the nuclear plants in Sweden because we need green energy. So we buy coal from Germany now. It's very strange. So but actually, wait a minute. I have a light here. Look, my skin looks. I look quite young here. No, so I can have some light. So I missed something, but I hope I can hear it tomorrow. And,
Yeah.
Yes, but please.
and Debbie, I just love the red color. In Sweden, we're very common, you know, we dress black, dark. But can you see here? I have some red, you can see here?
Perfect. You are part of my brand, Love.
Watch here. Sometimes,
Perfect.
sometimes I take a little bit of this, and I do a Pinterest ball. This is like a cloth ball. And actually, you can do this. Watch now. Underneath here. Normally, I do this through my trousers. So it's like I like this. And you can end up doing this because you want to double your business, and you can do it with that. So we like red color. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Introduce yourself, Love. We all know you're a magician. But please introduce yourself.
I'm a very serious politician. No, for 37 years, I made people smile, laugh, and relax. I'm a human icebreaker. Been to 62 different countries. I'm the second royal magician in Sweden ever. I've done it all. And it was a long time ago since I had a real audience, you know, this pandemic. And it's not the same thing, you know, it's so much fun to meet you. I haven't met anyone here, because it feels like I know Claire, you know, I can't wait to give you a big hug, you know. But, And Christian, you can have a hug too, you know, we will meet on Saturday or Sunday. But it's nice to be here. Look, smiling faces. Oh, yes. I love to see the teeth here. So I'm like a hurricane, a lot of energy, and people, one of the positive thing, perhaps the only thing, positive things people say about me, that I give energy, I don't take it. And some people ask, where do you get your energy from? Well, one secret, don't think negative thoughts.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of horror. I've seen starving people in Africa. I've seen it, you know, but somehow you want to help. In the same time, if you take it in too much, you're ending up like a very depressed person, like a true Finn. Did I say that loud?
Yeah.
You just
Finnish people like very. No, sound like smile, happy, and try to do the world a bit bigger and funner. Jamie Miles, she's happy. Yeah, it's nice. And if I want to shock people, you've seen it before. It's when I warm up in the morning. I'm commando dress. It's when you do this before a handshake. And that is actually it's fun. I met a hand surgeon 2 days ago, and it's fun when you do things for a doctor, when you remove the pinky like that, and it's so for me it's a lot of expressions and happy faces that's give me energy. Oh, look, I'm commando dress, you know. Okay, over and out. Let's save some light.
Yay.
Oh.
Yay.
fantastic. Thank you so much, Love. Oh, hang on, everybody in Sweden has to turn their lights off. So we're nearly to the end. Thank you, everybody. The energy in the room tonight has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Debbie. We'll see you in the morning.
You will.
9 o'clock your time, 10 o'clock our time. Bye, Helen. She has to leave. Did she leave?
Yeah.
Was it 10 o'clock Swedish time?
10 o'clock Swedish time.
Klockan 10.
Klockan 10, because I have to... Pinterest kommer på min mail och jag bara, vad är det här? So I want to know. I want to know more.
Absolut. Så du måste komma imorgon.
Ja, det är bara att gå ner